invest at a distance without putting a team in place. Tell us a little bit about your team.
So what you guys need to realize about Dion is he has what we love to affectionately call Dionisms. Yeah, I really don't want my leases to come, to my leases to end in, Christmas, around Christmas or in January, because then it's really hard to find new tenants. And then Dion's like, I intentionally make my leases end around Christmas. Bro, wow, I gotta say stuff like that. And then of course he has this classic Dion logic that's impenetrable, and then the lumberjack and I just get frustrated.
How many people here want their leases to end in the summer because it's easier to find a tenant?
Hey!
I want my leases to end in the winter because people don't want to move. 12 years now of owning rentals, 5 total tenant turnovers. Passed away, inherited a house, bought a house, moved away, military orders. I have never lost a tenant to the same market because my leases end in the winter when it sucks to move. That's one of the reasons. But go ahead.
Dionisms. What was your original question? Talk about my team. Yes, the reason why it's good to have a team. Okay, because you can be much more successful if you have people that fill in the gaps that you're not good at. And this is especially true when it comes to investing at a distance. I said this yesterday when I was speaking to the other group. You may not know the local customs for where you're leasing or where you're buying property. In Gary, Indiana, the landlord does not supply any appliances. You don't supply the dishwasher, the refrigerator, the washer dryer. The tenants bring all of that. That's not how it is here in Washington. It's foreign to me. And what happens when you're a landlord? You go spend a whole bunch of money to supply those appliances, and then they get stolen or something, and you have no idea about it because they lived there for 3 or 4 years before they finally leave. Yeah, you could spend money and get taken advantage of. You don't know the local eviction laws or what the rules are to post for evictions and things like that. So it's good to have people on your team who can cover for you. And that might be your property manager, who should be telling you whether or not an area is a good area. Anytime I look at a property, I text Vicky, my property manager, hey, what do you think about this address? Absolutely not. I manage something in that area. You don't want it. Perfect. She has the final say. I may text one of my contractors, who's not my only contractor, Dion. I can still get multiple bids and have them all be on my team. We still have players we put on the bench versus the ones who start the game. Like, that's how a good team works. Anyways, I may be calling Tony and saying, can you walk through this property for me? Tony goes in there, typical Tony fashion, revised methodic, 0 teeth. He just goes in, Mike, this thing is a very good piece of her. You don't want this thing. Trust me, Mike. And I get like 20 minutes of him and angry at the property. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Then he might walk into something like, this is the best property my guy's ever seen, so you buy this one. Thank you, Tony. Thank you for being on my team.
And now for things we do that are similar. Because he's bigger than me. We both live in a high cost of living area. The higher the cost of living area that you live in, the more important house hacking becomes. Now, if you make multiple 6 figures in income, I don't think house hacking is as important. But working in law enforcement and teaching truck drivers, I think you recently started passing 6 figures in income, but for most of our working career it was less than that. So we house hack in a high cost of living area because it matters. You're in a duplex. I actually retired and then went and purchased a duplex on the water so that I can actually have tenants in the property when I'm traveling out of country for 5 to 6 months out of the year. I'll still have somebody there. I'm still house hacking.